Hi, we're going to talk about the win-win paper option. This is your fourth paper option. And this is Let's Talk Turkey with Janie Turk. So for the win-win paper, the general guidelines are still in play. Quality of your writing counts. Please use the writing lab. Papers must be about 850 words. Label them appropriately. And the purpose of the paper, all papers in my class, is to explore, not repeat, information learned from class and your textbook as it applies to your life. Because learning, if you can't apply it, isn't really learning. The focus of the papers is to show you can apply what you learn to your life, because your life matters. You need to write 2 of the 4 papers, and this is the last option. So if you haven't written any papers, you need to get busy. So let's recap the steps. I encourage you to watch and rewatch the win-win video before writing this, but this is just a quick recap for the purpose of the paper. So you're going to start, your first paragraph is going to be a situation overview where you tell me what's going on, and this could be any real situation in your life that you want to talk about, that you're willing to share. It can be past, it can be present. But if it's present, I don't want you to do like, I sat down and did this with my friend or my family member. I want you to do it in your head, what you would say, what you guessed that they would say. I want you to role play both parts. If this is a situation you did in your past and you think you kind of came up with a win-win answer, great. But I want you to rewrite history. And so you're actually showing what it would look like to follow the win-win steps if you could go back in time and do it. Or if you could go back in time and you didn't have a win-win outcome, what would it look like if you had tried this process? So, situation overview. Identify the underlying issues. Those are the respect, affection, appreciation, control or power. And then you're really getting into the meat of it when you show me how to make a date. I don't want, Wednesday, December 13th at 9 p.m. I want you to show me how you would tell them that you want to have this conversation, the information you would give them, so they would feel reassured and ready to think about it, because the "we need to talk" doesn't ever fucking work. People stress too much, they worry, they get defensive. So instead, show me how you're going to say, hey, can we sit together and plan out our next vacation, or talk about where we're going to live, or how we're going to deal with our budget going forward. And then give that reassuring part, because I know that between the 2 of us, we're smart, we love each other, we can make this work. So I want you to show me the language that you would use. It's really important. And then we're going to jump forward in time, and then how would you start that conversation? What would you say to them when that date happens? How would you express your needs? And as a reminder, if you are telling them what you want as a solution, you are not engaging in win-win. You're engaging in win-lose. You're saying, I'm trying to bully you into doing the thing I want because I'm smarter and I've already thought of the perfect solution, so just go along with it. Hint, that doesn't work. So, the way to look at this is, I need the dishes done, not I need you to do the dishes. So when we go through this process, it could end up that I do the dishes. It could end up that we hire someone to come and do the dishes, or we trade with someone else. We barter our skills. Or we move to paper dishes and takeout. There's a million possible solutions. In fact, I'm going to refer to one of them in my other video, my video on this skill. It's one of my favorite solutions, but just remember, you're not going for, I need you to do the dishes. You're going for, I need the kitchen to be clean. Okay? And then show me how you would walk them through a paraphrase. Then show me how you would ask what they need out of this situation. And then show me what you think that you would paraphrase what they had to say. So you're going to guess what they would have to say, and then you're going to say something along the lines of, if I understand you correctly, what you need out of this situation is this. And then the fun part, you're going to brainstorm solutions. And I want at least 5 really good solutions, at least 5 solutions that meet everybody's needs, that you can show me, a little bit of development on each one of them. And then you're going to choose a solution or a combination of solutions, and you're going to develop that. And you're going to say, okay, to solve this problem, what we could have done or what we will do is probably going to be this combination of things, and really develop that. Give me all of the details in there. And then show your plan to revisit. That is, depending on how big a thing this is, so it might be something we're going to give it a week or 6 months or a year. But we're going to have this plan to sit down and talk about it and see how it's working and see what adjustments we need to make. That needs to be part of your win-win steps. And you're still not done with the paper. The paper also includes analysis. So your first part of analysis, you're going to talk to me, is does the solution feel like it would be a win for both of you? And do you think it would work, or it will work, or it would have worked? And then why or why not? And then you're really going to do some reflection about what you've learned as a result of having gone through all these steps and through this process. And what conclusions have you made? Maybe about your negotiation style or your cooperation style, or maybe about the people that you interact with. In case no one said it today, I love you. And this has been Let's Talk Turkey with Janie Turk. Thank you for being here. If this is content you appreciate, please like, follow, and share.